So it's Classix 1079, Jay Dixon. I have a special guest here, Ricky Bell. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, Jay? What's happening?
I'm doing fine. Now, I'm going to take you back. I'm also a Boston guy.
Yep.
Back in the day, I was a DJ on WRBB. So I'm going
Uh,
to go way back in Boston when I remember I was a judge in a talent show when you guys performed. And I remember that night when you guys came out there on stage, all the young ladies were screaming and stuff. And it was like I said at that moment, these guys, New Edition, are definitely going to be something. So taking you back to that day when you guys were on stage, did you know something magical was happening at that moment?
nah, I just knew we just to get on stage, like the excitement for us started at rehearsal. Learning
Mm.
team, learning the words to a song, learning the harmonies to a song. Like that in itself, being with Brooke and having, put together everything and all of our showmanship, our stage presence, like that alone was exciting. But to get on stage and see that played out in front of a live audience and to feel their reaction to it just takes it to another level. So for us, just getting to the point of being on stage and seeing that reaction was enough for us because that's all we could dream of or even think of is how far we can go at that time. So, Candy Girl being a hit all over the world and, being on tour. And then, here we are 40 years later, like things like that, we could have never thought of on our own.
So back in the day that was about 1980 in Boston. It was a cafeteria at, I think, Northeastern University, and you guys were in that talent show. Obviously, when you were out there on stage, something must have went through your minds as far as like, hey, we're doing it like the Dramatics, the Delphonics, the Manhattans. Who were some of the groups that inspired you back in the day that helped you guys get to where you are now?
Oh, man, Blue Magic, number one. Brooke Payne, who gave us the name New Edition. He was in a group called Touch of Blue. And,
Mm.
we used to watch their rehearsals and just get excited of just watching their rehearsals. So, groups like Blue Magic, the Stylistics, of course, the Jacksons, we would actually meditate listening to the Jacksons live concert, sometimes before we go on stage or sometimes before we rehearse to get us going. So it's all of those groups, Temptations, of course, Blue Magic, the Jacksons, the Whispers to this day. So yeah, yeah, we loved it.
So in thinking about when you guys were in the studio and making Candy Girl and that first album, Is This the End, and everything that was on there, did you think at that time that the music that you were making was going to be timeless, where, hey, 40 years from now, they're still going to be rocking this on the radio?
No, we had no idea. We didn't even know WRBB. You bring that up. And the first time we heard Candy go on the radio, I mean, we were so excited to hear that song, being played, in my living room, from the same record. I mean, same, like sound system set,
Mhm.
had, mom had the 8 track and then the albums and, then you had the radio to hear that. And we rehearsed in my living room to other group songs, and now our song is being played on the radio. It was just like, wow. And as far as we knew, we thought we were only being played in Boston, like
Wow.
Boston radio. We had no idea they were playing our song in California and Philly and, even all over the world. It wasn't until we actually started touring and to see the audience reaction to our stuff in another state, another city. It was just like, wow, this is crazy. But we had no idea. We could not even plan that far ahead as far as just what our imagination would take us. I mean, of course, we dreamt it. We dreamt that one day we could be big like the Jacksons and and the Temptations and all these groups. But how to plan it and how to foresee that, we just didn't even know how radio worked, how videos worked, how things were promoted or anything like that. So we really just didn't know.
Right. So now that you guys are together again, what can we look forward to on this legacy tour? I mean, when you guys rehearse, does it feel like when you were rehearsing back in the day? Is there something different about it? Are you still, okay with the moves? And
Man,
what is it like?
it's hard. I'm gonna just be honest. Rehearsals are not sexy. They're not. It's really not fun. I mean, it's we get excited, and what keeps us going is the gratitude and the love that we have, the love that our fans still show us today. So that's what gives us the energy and it keeps us going. But the rehearsal process is like, of course, we're older, so it takes a little more time to recover your muscles, your bones. We just started doing like this 20-minute actual workout before we start rehearsing, just to kind of get our heads and get the blood going, get the heart rate up, and all of this stuff. So it's hard. It's harder physically. The motivation is still there, and it's just motivation is on 100, just like it was, in 1983 for us. But it's worth it. It pays off when you see all of this hard work we've been doing, from adding new songs into the show, rearranging the order of songs, and doing songs a little different than we ever have in these rehearsals with our choreography, and then the band, and then the vocals, and all of this stuff. To see it all just come together and to see the reaction of it, it's like that's what gets us excited. It's like, oh my God, when we do this order, when we drop that, oh man, they're gonna go crazy. We're trying to put together to keep people on their feet and not let them sit down for 1 minute, have them even piss on themselves because they don't want to go to the
They can't even go to the
bathroom.
bathroom.
What's coming? This what's coming next. So, ladies, wear your comfortable shoes. If you're gonna wear heels, make sure they're comfortable and you feel good. Standing in them for 90 minutes, which will be on stage. So, yeah, yeah, still excited.
So Ricky, so this was like, you never really I won't say you never really did this, but it was always the passion that you guys had for doing it for the love of the music and the art and stuff like that. Was there ever a time when the business part of it just got so overwhelming that you just wondered, is it all worth it? Or was it every time that you stepped out there on the stage, it was like, you know what, this is what I live my life for?
Well, yes, there's so many challenges, unforeseen circumstances that you face in the music business. Just with like how to get a record on the radio to get most people to hear it is so much, for lack of a better word, propaganda, with gatekeepers and just how it gets done. Um, Bad business deals, record deals, being ripped off are just one of the things that can just deter you or just, unmotivate you. And like you just said, ask yourself, is it all worth it? But for us, what makes it worth it is actually when we step on stage, is when we look at the ticket sales from when the tour goes on sale. Like that for us, like that's our Grammy. That for us is our cover of Rolling Stone. The other things that we haven't gotten, that for us is our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is the support and love that our fans continue to show for us year after year.
Right. Wow. Man, it's so great to see you again. And we can't wait to see you at the Legacy Tour. And man, just tell everybody that's checking us out right now, what is that one song when you guys perform on stage, you know that you've hit the ball out the park?
Man, it's a few of them, but I'm gonna go on and say, if it isn't love, if it isn't love, to see kids as well as their parents in the audience doing the routine, knowing the whole routine and up and doing it with us. It's like wow, and it's crazy when that song drops, when you hear those drum rolls in our hands. It's like it's crazy. It's like it's deafening sometimes. So we have to wear our in ears so we can actually hear the music and hear ourselves sing. Because without them, the scream is so loud we can barely hear ourselves.
Well, man, we can't wait to see you, and we can't wait to see you perform If It Isn't Love, Candy Girl, when you guys do your solos and everything, man. And this is definitely going to be an epic movie. It's
Yeah,
going down Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, Saturday, March 18th. It's the Legacy Tour, new edition. Keith Sweat, Guy, and Tank. Keith Sweat, also, I've had a chance to hang out with him back in the day, and man, I'm just so proud of you guys. I remember first time I heard Candy Girl, I was in that studio on Fort Hill. I listened to it on a reel to reel when Maurice and Michael played it for me. And then I was given a white label copy of Candy Girl with Michael's writing on it, Candy Girl, and the rest was history, man. So I'm so proud from that moment, seeing you guys come from Orchard Park, man, to where you are now. Every time I see you live in concert, man, I just such a heartwarming, proud feeling that I have. So congratulations to all you guys.
thank you, bro. Appreciate you.